you have any questions, go ahead. I've got some person here. God bless you. You ask a question or two, or
well, just want to know, I'm visiting from the States. We have been following you and a few brothers from Orlando, Florida, and one of the intentions in coming to the UK was to come and meet with you. And we have 6 questions from other classes.
right? Can you please give us the time for those brothers to ask these questions from the country that you mentioned, which I don't know.
The United States, Florida.
Oh, mashallah.
And these are from your classes, Shiehk. And Allah reward you and grant you Jannah. We have benefited so much. Totally, if I don't get these questions answered, don't come back.
Okay. Can you give the microphone to the Oh, I'll tell you what. Come here. Yes, you ask the question.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Fazil Ibrahim from Orlando, Florida, United States. First time to the UK. And again, it's an honor to be here with you guys and to meet this wonderful Shiehk. May Allah grant him Jannah and increase in goodness and knowledge. On the topic today, Shiehk, before the 6 questions, you said there are 3 questions in the grade, but in the other class that you have done, you said there are 4 questions. So is it 3 or 4?
Very good. Well, verily, before I answer this question, I would like to state the fact that I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make me better than what you think and to forgive me the thing that you don't know about me. And I also say that I am just a very small student of knowledge, but I link myself to the scholars who are, and I believe, upon the right methodology of the Salaf al-Salih, headed by our Shaykh Al-Albani rahimahullah, whom I had the pleasure to accompany the Shaykh for more than 10 years. The question was regarding the questions in the grade. Number of classes, I have said that the questions in the grade are to be 4. That is correct. Based upon a hadith from the Prophet ﷺ, where the questions were as follows. Who's your Lord? What's your religion? And who is the Prophet who's been sent to you? And the 4th question is, what is your deeds? And the answer for the first, your Lord is Allah, His religion is Islam, Prophet is Muhammad. And as for the last question, is indeed that you read the book of Allah and you believe in it. Now that hadith adds a 4th question. Now, so how many questions can be asked? Well, if you can really just look at it, I would say, first of all, 3 questions are the main 3 questions. And once the person, he believed in Allah, and he believed in Islam, and he believed in his Prophet, the 3 questions, then he will be able to provide an answer for the 4th one. And we have learned from our scholars that if a hadith says something, and the same hadith comes from another narration, says something and plus, then we'll take the something and plus. Give you an example. Prophet ﷺ said, Al-Iman bid'un wa sittuna shu'ab, which is in the Sahih. Another hadith which is Sahih Bukhari, Al-Iman bid'un wa sab'una shu'ab. Iman is 70 plus. So which takes the precedence? The 60 plus or 70 plus? 70 plus. 70 plus, because the 70 plus includes the 60 plus, whereas the 60 plus does not include the 70 plus. Same thing here, it's 4 questions. Well, the main 3 questions are 3. The main 3 questions are 3, and this one is a follow-up. It looks like something that is you're bound to answer it. And as I say to the brothers, it's not that you're going to carry a piece of paper in your pocket when you die, and you're going to be asked to pull out that paper, and you're going to be confronted by the angels. Hang on a second, let me just read the paper. And I've given you as well, unfortunately, some of the countries like India. And I'm talking to the brother who had seen with his own eyes. And he said, in our community in Kerala, some of those who are Muslims who are affected by the Hinduism, which is around them, half of the time is Hindus, and half of the time is Salafis, mashallah. So he says that those people who are ignorant, they bury the deceased, and they bury in front of his eyes, where is that? A bottle, transparent one. Inside it, a piece of paper saying, your Lord is Allah, Deen is Islam, and your Prophet is Muhammad. In case you forget. So he's dead and he's watching it. Allahu Musta'an. You will never be able to answer the question unless you've done good deeds here. You became a Muslim and you are a Muslim, and you died as a Muslim, then you'll be able to answer this question. It's nothing to do with memorizing the answers. So there are three main questions, but this hadith gives us the fourth dimension, so there are four questions. So there are four questions.
So a few more questions for you brothers again, if you bear with my patience. The first question, Shiehk, is about Ameen after Fatiha and the Harakah. Is it 2-2, 2-4, and 2-6, meaning after Fatiha, Ameen, 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 2-2, 2-4, 2-6?
Right. This is the word Ameen. If you're going to put it part of the Quran, then you're going to apply upon it the 10 recitation. And the 10 recitation gives us all of that what you just said, plus. But if it's not from the Quran, which is not, and it's not part of the Quran, it is something that you say, oh, Allah granted. And it's not part of the Fatiha. What a Daleen, and the people say what? Ameen. But it doesn't mean that you haven't seen Ameen in the Quran, have you? So if it's not part of the Quran, then I cannot apply upon it the 10 recitation. I'll apply upon it the following. I would say two vowels. Not haraka, I don't like haraka, it's not vowels. Vowels mean fatha, to fatha, to dhamma. So two, and then meen, that's the 6. Can I do it 4? Ameen. Well, Allahu A'lam. Allahu A'lam. But you cannot do Ameen, making it more than 2. Unless, as I said, you read it from the Quran, then there is a recitation, which is Maddul Farq. They call it in the Warsh, where they say Ad-Dhakarain, 6 counts. So it means 6 counts. Make it 2 counts, make it 6 counts. To say Ameen. That's according to some of the recitation, Wallahu ta'ala a'lam. But I said it's not part of the Quran. And to say 2 counts, then 6, as to say 4, Allah.
So 2 and 6.
So 2 and 6.
Second question is about the adhan. We have seen the mu'adhin doing the following 4 ways of Hayya al-Salah and Hayya al-Falah. So I'll demonstrate to you, Shiehk, and we want to know, are all these from the Sunnah? So Hayya al-Salah, Hayya al-Salah, Hayya al-Falah, Hayya al-Falah. 1. Hayya al-Salah, Hayya al-Salah, Hayya al-Falah, Hayya al-Falah. 2. 3. Hayya al-Salah, Hayya al-Salah, Hayya al-Falah, Hayya al-Falah. 3. 4. Hayya al-Salah, Hayya al-Falah. We have seen all 4. I want to know which one is from the Sunnah.
You haven't seen it maybe, but there is Hayya ala You see that one? You want to see that one, maybe, right? Unfortunately, the sisters can't see it, can they? No. They can't see the sisters.
Online.
They're missing a lot.
Online.
Wallahi, this is not right.
Online, Shiehk.
Wallahi, this is not right. Depriving the sisters from all of that. You are having the privilege just to sit and look where they just hear this and this, but they don't know what is this and this and this.
Inshallah, must stop.
What is it? Khat al-Khamasi, inshallah, 50 cents. But they say inshallah. Maybe I don't know what inshallah has been for a long time. Now, the hadith regarding this is Bilal radiallahu anhu maybe other. So, and the hadith of the companion is that I started to follow him at Tabi'u. I have seen one of those versions being done in front of the Shiehk Al-Albani rahimahullah, which he had approved. The one who does not disapprove is the movement of the chest which you have done. The movement has to be with the head. So that's number one, that cannot be with the chest or the body. Even some of the people turn the whole of themselves, not just the chest. So it's only the turning of the what?
Yeah.
Of the head. So can I just... So if I say like this, look, just turn it. Hayya ala salah. So it is just turning the head, not turning hayya ala salah or turning hayya the chest. Only the head. That's 100%. It's not correct. It's only turning the head. Number two is that we see he put in the hands and the index. Another narration, some of the sabbath, this one. Now the index, it doesn't mean like that. If it's done like this, then there will be a narration. This is not other people, you're laughing, but this is being done because you're laughing, but there's some masajid that do it. Like this, hayya ala salah. It looks funny, doesn't it? It does look funny. If it's been dead like this, done like this, definitely the companion would have narrated that he would have qabada, he would have clasped his fingers and he just pointed with the index. No, it's like that, and the index is on parallel to the ears, the earlobe. That's what it means. It doesn't mean like this. As for the how many you do hayya ala salah to the right, or some one of the part of hayya ala salah, hayya ala falah to the left, we say the only thing that we cannot do is, this is now, is actually to make a comparison to that. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi salam in a salah. Is to say, hayya ala salah. The one with the hayya ala falah. That wasn't done. But what's done, it could be like this. Hayya ala salah, hayya ala salah, or hayya ala salah, hayya ala salah, hayya ala falah, hayya ala falah, or hayya ala falah, hayya ala falah.
So is it possible on the right, hayya al-falah was one of them, on the right, hayya al-falah, hayya al-falah?
No, there is nothing, you say hayya ala falah on the right, okay. I just said, turning the head from hayya ala salah to both sides is not right. Turning hayya ala falah to both sides is not right. But we know that hayya ala salah, it could be twice, or could be done, Allahu a'lam. And as I say, that this is dependent upon how you interpret the hadith, kuntu atatabba'u fa. I should follow his mouth. Very precise questions. By the way, students of knowledge, before they have questions, especially from a different country, they will ask, give me the paper please. Let me look at the questions, and then prepare the answers. So here is finding the question, surprisingly, inshallah.
Not too many more.
So, one of the sheikhs, a scholar, he said, you know, when I went to the scholars to ask a question, not like this, it's a simple question, but the question was very detailed, like a hadith. So he said, every time I come to a scholar, because he's a scholar himself, I want to ask him the questions. He'll say, okay, give me your question. Have you got it written? Okay, come to me tomorrow. And he named the shiekh, and I don't want to name him. Except for one sheikh I'm going to name, he said, except for one person I came to him. He said, go ahead, fire them. Shiehk al-Albani rahimahullah. It's the only one. All the other scholars, big scholars talking about. He said, give us the paper. Because they know that this question are very detailed, it's not like these questions. If you got the question detailed, but the other ones are much, much higher. Okay? So he said, give me fire them. MashaAllah. Sheikh, he said, it's like reading from a book.
I got one here. So, in the adhan, the statement, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, you said in one of the classes they're supposed to come together very quickly. But what many mu'adhin they do, they say Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Is it Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, or Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar?
Well, let's first of all agree on something which is wrong. That is, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. That's wrong. Why is wrong? Because the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, he said, if you heard the mu'adhin saying Allahu Akbar, then say Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. So you combine between what? Two takbīrs. Now what you're asking about, is it to combine one? Allahu Akbar. No. When you combine something, two sentences with this. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. But I've heard some of the brothers, they say Allahu Akbar, with a fatha on the ra. Okay, that's a very weak language. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's weak. The Arabic, the proper one, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, especially the ones who come from Asian subcontinent. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. It's not correct, it's Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Now.
Next question. We have 4 more questions in your time.
No?
Inshallah, we'll continue, Sheikh.
Last question, Chair. In the prayer, when you pray,
You have more questions? You have more questions? Make the adhan, please.
Okay.
after that 3 more or 4 more, and I'm done.
Let them make the adhan. We have another 10 minutes. So should we start?
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa Allah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa Allah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Hayya ala salah. Hayya ala salah. Hayya ala falah. Hayya ala falah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illa Allah.
The sun will set at 9:17 p.m.
So I'll just give you a few minutes, inshallah, for the brothers will bear with us. Alhamdulillah, 3 questions.
The next question is, when we are praying by ourselves, a third prayer that's silent, like Dhuhr and Asr, and we are Imam but no one is following us, the voice level for the takbir and the taslim, how should it be done? Should we raise our voice a little with the takbir, Allahu Akbar, or should we say that third prayer, like a sunnah prayer, Allahu Akbar?
So you're talking about the ma'moom, the person behind the imam?
No, I am the Imam by myself with no followers. I'm praying by myself.
So if you are not followers and you are praying by yourself and there's no imam, so there's no such thing that you are raising up your voice for the extent that you could hear it. What is required from you is the movement of the tongue, and that would include the movement of the jaws. And that is why they used to know the recitation of the Prophet of Allah in Salat al-Dhuhr, بِاضْطِرَابِ لِحْيَتِهِ, that his beard would start moving, no sound. But sometimes كَانَ يُسْمِعُهُمْ الصُّورَةِ, he used to make them to hear the surah in the silent recitation of Dhuhr or Asr, just for the sake of teaching them what to read in Dhuhr and what to read in Asr. But it's not the norm to raise up his voice. So there's no sound. So I would say, just like this, just moving the tongue. There's nothing like it where people they become like annoying when they next to some person. And the person, is next to me, even he does not pray, he's not comfortable with that. So it is just the moving of the tongue. That's the silence. It's called silent recitation. No audio whatsoever. Unless you are leading people and you want to hear the recitation. So the Dhuhr, you recite, for example, the first 7 minutes. And you continue. You say just Sabbih Isma Rabbika Al-A'la, so you know that what? You recite Surah Al-A'la, and you continue. Now.
The next question, if the Imam, because of constraints in space, he's forced to join the line with the congregation, let's say it's a Friday prayer, and he joins the line in the front row, does he stand shoulder to shoulder with the front row, or does he go up inch or two to make a distinction from the people on his right and his left?
So the Imam basically is within the row itself. We say that this case should not be the case unless it is an extreme necessity. Meaning, we cannot start from the beginning, and you're talking about the Jum'ah prayer.
Yes.
Yes, the Jum'ah. We cannot start from the beginning, lining up people from the front of the Imam unless we're 100% sure that the hall is going to be what? Filled. So we start first by filling up the masjid behind the Imam. Once we have a surplus, overflow, and we cannot accommodate for this except to make another line with the Imam, then we do that. With the Imam, where they are not on his right, they are on both sides, the right and the left, so he'll be in the middle. And he does not edge whatsoever, he will be with the row. And that is why we say it's an extreme necessity, because the Imam has to be edging out from the people. But because of this necessity, we made him to be with the people, and the proof for that the companion who came with the Prophet ﷺ, Mu'adh, and he prayed on his left, so he moved to move to the right. Another companion came, he came to the left, so pushed all of them to be behind. So when he put him to the right, he put him in level with him. There's no such thing that he's edging, and that's a fiqh which got no proof. Last question?
2 more?
No.
The one.
I'm not really worried, I'm just worried about some of the people.
So I can ask you afterwards?
And we need to go. Oh.
Okay. The sitting that's not allowed, where you said with the left hand, is it only like this?
Sitting with the left hand, I took this from the scholars, which is al-julusu ala aliyati al-kaff al-yusra. This is to the one which is imitating the people who are maghdub alayhim, meaning the one who being Allah's anger is upon them in the hellfire. They are with open palm to the leaning it behind you like that. So I have seen one of the Shiehk, he had put because maybe his body wants to support himself, he had put a fist like that, right and left like this. And one of the people had asked, Shiehk, is it not really allowed? He said, no, what is not allowed is one left on its own and what? With open palm. Okay? So what about if it's open palm, both? Okay? Well, because it's open palm, palm, I have no answer for that because the Shiehk was not asked in front of me, but I would say, keep away from something that would somehow imitate. So if it's closed grab like this, no problem if it's even both hands, but if it's like open, and I would say even with his both hands, I would keep away from it. For me, I can't say it's 100% is that, but Allah Ta'ala.
And last question, guys. In your explanation of Adab al-Mufrad, Adab al-Masjid, you said there are 2 types of squatting when you said to squat. And one of the brothers demonstrated that squat, but the video was not on that person. Can somebody demonstrate that to us, for us, to show the 2 types of acceptable squatting?
So why did the camera should be pointed to the squat when we go to the squat?
Maybe not this in Luton.
It's in Luton, don't worry. So can you just film that squat?
Inshallah.
The squat is talking about, which is,
Do it
it takes place,
on the table.
al-iqa', it's called in Arabic. Al-iqa'. Al-iqa', which is the one that is the sunnah one, this is between the 2 sajdas. So let's just demonstrate the Ahmad, in the middle. Demonstrate the iqa', which is of the sunnah, between the 2 sajdas. Give us the iqa'. Okay? Can you just point that camera for now?
No.
Can I just see it? So it's basically,
Show his feet as well.
can you just look at it?
It's too close.
So,
That's fine.
without standing, Straight. Yeah, straight.
نعم.
Yeah. Show me.
Your throat is covered in food.
Yeah, 100%. That's the iqaa, which is the sunnah.
Ahmed.
Show to them. That's the
No.
iqaa, the sunnah, that's the one which is sunnah.
No.
Okay? You're modeling now. Halal. Now the iqaa of the bid'ah. Iqaa of al-kalb. The iqaa of the kalb or the iqaa of the kalb. Kalb means dog, kalb means monkey. Iqaa of the kalb, show them please the iqaa which is not correct at any place, whether it is between the sajda or
It's very
anywhere.
difficult.
That's one is called, which is 2 feet. Yes, look, it's like a dog. Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not a dog.
Ahmed.
Not you, I'm talking about something.
Ahmed.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah. نعم.
Okay. You can't do that one?
It's very difficult.
Right. There's another one. Show them the other one. Sit down in your buttocks. Sit down in your buttocks. Yeah, and hold your feet like that. That's it. No. Put your hands. That's it. No, put your hands on. Yes. You need the tashahhud there. The tashahhud. That's it. That's iqaa. That's iqaa. Yeah. Some people can do that. Yeah. Some people do that. You're really amazed. So that's the iqaa, which is in the Arabic iqaa. That's the iqaa. But the other one that is more closer to the prayer. People who will do that. But this one is amazing. Do people do like this? Yes, there are people who do such even movement. And you see the people who are, when they pray, for example, they put their hands on their hearts. So what are they doing? Heart attack or something?
Somali style. We call it Somali style.
Jazakallahu khairan. Thank you for your patience. May Allah reward all of you with good.